We did it, Skull Army. Finally, I mean, like literally 2.5 weeks into the season, and finally, SkullCrusher has officially hit diamond rank. Well, we did it last night, but I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's collect this diamond chest, Skull Army, in 3, 2, 1. Num 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 num. Woo! Gotta love motorboating that rank chest. That's beautiful, beautiful diamond rank chest. Let's do it, Skull Army. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Skull Army and friends. SkullCrusher here. It is Wednesday, October the 13th, 2021, and yes, we are finally coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video, and I'm super excited because, of course, Warships Season 27, 11 days left in the season, and you know what? SkullCrusher has finally hit Diamond Rank as a 5 ER, and we've done it with a Seeker. So before we actually dive on in and I show you the beautiful, beautiful log here, and that's right, Skull Army, that is 9 Seeker wins right there. We did have a loss in there as well, but this is my Diamond push, and it was an absolutely beautiful one. I'm telling you right now, Skull Army, this is going to be the best Seeker hits in 5 ER you have seen this season. And you know what? To pull these Seeker hits off, I do got to show you, Skull Army. It was not a walk in the park. It did take some sacrifice here. We did have to max Private Bullit. Thank you, Bullit. He's getting things done. Not only did we max a Bullit, but of course we did have our max Barrage for a while. That's really not helping us with regards to taking out defenses or engine rooms, but clearing of the shock mines and boom mines. And of course we do have the Scorcher here. We paid the Scorcher tax, Skull Army. We needed to, we had to, it's right there. Not only did we pay it, but we maxed it just to be sure. I'm kidding. I literally wanted to try a full Scorcher hit because I heard that was like pulling 230. Abysmal fail. Don't max your Scorchers. Don't use them. Well, maybe use them. I don't know. It's up to you. But they did not do me very well. And of course, right over here is the magic ticket to pull off these attacks, Skull Army, the artillery. Now, I want you to notice that it is not upgraded, it is just unlocked. Right now, the sole purpose of this artillery is to clear shock mines. And of course, at the same time too, it is still dealing almost, 1,500 damage. I do utilize it if I need it on an engine room. Even at tick 1 with 3 max barrage, it does take 2 of the tick 1 artillery to finish off the ER. And I have actually utilized a couple of those tick 1 artilleries to actually finish off an engine room after the barrage. Now, Skull Army, to dive on into the Seeker hits here. Now, once again, you are going to notice some 4 ER hits in here as well. I cannot guarantee you who or what I was matching up against. Unfortunately, we did get some 4 ERs in the mix, and you know what? We still utilized our Seeker game to the fullest, and let's do it, Skull Army. I'm going to show you the Diamond Seeker push. So we're going to start things off with our Chinese character friend, GD here. Now notice that he did leave 1 ER here. I'm not sure if that was actually a legitimate fizzle or if it was just a matter of the fact that we were going in hard with the Seekers. Now you're going to notice right off the bat here that it is going to be a 4 engine room. Talk about hashtag Dark Shadow overlay. Oh my Lanta here. So we are going to speed things up to ×2 here. And as you can see, we tried something crazy here. That was 3 max barrage and 2 tick 1 artillery to finish off that mid ER. We dropped Bullit, 1 boat of heavies. I thought they were going to go up the path here, clear some of these shock mines. Unfortunately, I did flare a little bit too far on the right there. We dropped my Seekers, 2 boats of Seekers delay drop to finish off that ER on the left side. And I thought it was over at this point. All those mines, all those shock mines, keep in mind Bullit is max here. I don't know how we managed to get Seekers through even with another shock mine here, but we were able to activate taunt here, and believe it or not, that was all we needed on that first battle right there to start this diamond push. And when the first battle's looking like that, Skull Army, it's going to be a good Seeker push. Boom goes the dynamite. Holy smokes, that was the first of many more to come here. Second, Chinese character friend. As you can see, my Chinese character friend did leave 4. I believe this was a legitimate fizzle here, but now I believe we're going to start diving on into the 5 ER battles here. Now, I want you to pay attention to the fact that we are dropping Bullit on the left ramp here. We are flaring Bullit along the left side here using our artillery and barrage to clear shock mines in the path here. Now, this was a good one because I knew the Seekers were going to take the dominant path here, essentially ping-ponging ER to ER. This is all about keeping Bullit ahead, shocking the shock blaster and activating taunt as you're moving him. And as you can see, this is just brilliant transition from ER to ER. Shock mines have been cleared with the scouting, with the artillery, with the barrage, and look how many seekers we have left at the end of the attack right there. Absolutely beautiful bullet and seeker management. And honestly, that was a legitimate fizzle right there from my opponent. My next Chinese character friend here did leave one engine room, and of course at the same time, two Skull Army were going in hard with the seekers. And as you can see, this was another 5 ER player here. We did actually utilize a barrage to clear a shock mine on the left side, dropping 2 boats of seekers under the coverage of smoke. Bullet did come out on the right ramp there. We did flare them along the right side, of course utilizing a barrage and artillery to clear shock mines in the path here. Once again, keeping Bullet ahead, activating taunt, making sure the defenses are pinned down by taunt, keeping the seekers alive and free to push forward and activate the next engine room. Boom goes the dynamite. Holy smokes, again, look how many seekers we have left there. That is absolutely insane when you're keeping that many seekers alive for the hit here. A lot of players are talking about how dirty 5 ER is, and I'm not gonna lie guys, 5 ER is disgustingly dirty, but you know what, I feel like I've gotten to a point now, at least with the seekers, that I've elevated my seeker game to a point now where not only can I compete, but I can win. So we're gonna continue showing the attacks here. Of course, my next Chinese character friend here, this was a legit clear, but once again 259 here, 1 minute and 1 second to bring down the layout here. Now once again, Skull Army, notice the layout here. We did actually drop a barrage there to start clearing out some of the shock mines, artillery coming out next. There is a fair amount of time that is scouting here to see and to activate these mines here. 2 boats of seekers coming out on the right ramp, far left side, going right for that bottom right ER, beautiful. And of course, moving over now to the seekers, sorry, bottom left ER, moving over the seekers to the right side now, keeping Bullet up front. We've already cleared the shock mines. This is all about keeping Bullet up front with taunt activated. If there is a shock blaster, you really want to try everything in your power to pin down that shock blaster. Of course, there was a laser on this one, and boom goes the dynamite. Bullet and these seekers are absolutely unstoppable, and all it did take was that tick 1 artillery. Now I do want to give a shout out to Empty Hand here. This was another 1 minute absolutely disgusting seeker attack right here. Now we are going to go in for the replay Skull Army, and as you can see, another 5 ER with max rocket launchers. Not only do we have max rocket launchers, but we also do have that shock blaster. So notice how we do have the 2 boats of seekers coming out on the left ramp to target that left ER, 2 boats of seekers coming out on the right ramp, far left side to target that bottom right ramp, left side ER, and then Bullet and 3 boats of seekers coming out on, sorry, Bullet and 4 boats of seekers coming out on the right ramp, far right side, with the shock blaster being pinned down with a shock, Bullet being kept up front with flare and taunt, and seekers being able to make their way to the last ER. Absolutely beautiful execution, and of course keeping our distance from that last shock mine as well. Massive shout out to the Empty Hand, but boom goes the dynamite Skull Army. That is exactly what I'm talking about right there. Now we are going to continue to miss you 520 here. This was another 251 to 225. 225 I believe is actually one of the fastest times that I think I've seen on my layout, considering how many fizzlers we have had, Skull Army. Now we are going to continue, no, times 2 here. We are going to continue times 2 here, and as you can see, we do have the 2 boats of seekers coming out on the right ramp, the mid right side, targeting that right ER, and then Bullet is coming out on the left ramp with a delayed drop of the seekers. You can see we did use that tick 1 artillery to finish off that ER due to the seekers fizzling. We did clear the shock mines, of course, pinning down that shock blaster with taunt, flaring Bullet up front, sorry, pinning down that shock blaster with a shock, keeping Bullet up front with taunt. Look at that, activating all the defenses in red, and this came down to Bullet and I believe a hand full of seekers. Absolutely beautiful Skull Army. Let me know in the comments if you are getting hit by seekers, if you've been hit by me with seekers, or if you are using seekers and absolutely loving them for the 5 ER gameplay. But once again guys, it's all about just scouting, you know, taking out those necessary shock mines. Artillery is making a massive difference. Delay dropping the seekers depending on the layout, keeping Bullet up front, activating taunt, pinning down the shock blaster with taunt, and of course keeping Bullet moving so the seekers can keep moving as well. It's all about the pacing. Bullet up front with taunt, seekers following right behind there. So big shout out to Miss You 520, but we are going to continue against Jock here. I believe Jock, I think there is another 4 ER coming up fairly soon here. Once again, hashtag Dark Shadow Overlay. No, this was another dirty 5 ER, as you can see, with the max rocket launchers and the shock blaster. Same kind of style here. We did drop this 2 boat seekers on the right ramp, far left side there. No shock needed under the coverage of smoke. Delay drop drop of the Seekers with Bullit on the left ramp there, keeping Bullit up front. Pinning down the Shock Blaster with Taunt. Oh my, why do I keep saying that? Pinning down the Shock Blaster with Shock, keeping Bullit up front with Taunt. We even clipped the Shock Mine on this one, but we were still able to keep momentum and activate Taunt, and it's beautiful when everything comes together to make this happen. And just like that, Skull Army, boom, goes the dynamite. That was absolutely disgusting right there. And of course, we're not even done yet. I told you when I said Skull Army, this was going to be some of the most disgusting 5 ER Seeker hits you have seen this season. This was another 1-minute attack here. As you can see, we do have my Chinese character friend and abysmal time, but when we're pulling 1 minute on these layouts, boom, goes the dynamite. Another dirty 5 here with the max rocket launchers and the shock blaster. Notice the technique here: delay dropping 2 bolts of Seekers on the left ramp, far left side, 2 bolts of Seekers on the right ramp, far left side. No shocks needed under the coverage of smoke. We dropped a Bullet, delay drop of the remaining 4 bolts of Seekers, pinning down that shock blaster with shock, flaring Bullet ahead with taunt, clearing the last of the shock mines, activating taunt in the mid, flaring the last ER with 1 more taunt, and just like that, work of art, Skull Army, an absolute work of art. Boom goes the dynamite. These Seeker hits are just insane. I'm so excited to actually do some live Seeker hits. You wait for this weekend, Skull Army, for the next Warship stream. If I'm able to sneak one off tomorrow before work, now that I have my Streamlabs working again, I'm definitely going to do it. But these Seeker hits are just insane, and I'm loving it. So I hope you guys are too. If you are enjoying these Seeker hits, do not forget to leave a like in the video. If you are new, metaphorically speaking, and digging this content, consider grabbing a stick of dynamite, okay? And then running over the subscribe button, okay? And then placing that stick of dynamite, lighting said stick of dynamite, running away, and then that's right, blow up that subscribe button. And now, Skull Army, that's right, we got the boss fight. Boss fight, boss fight, boss fight, fizzle, bubble. And here we go. Massive shout out to General Jason, but General Jason did leave 2 ERs. I believe that was a legitimate fizzle here, but check this out, another 35 with the max rocket launchers and shock blaster. Majority of these layouts did have the max rocket launchers with the shock blaster. Same style here. Notice we did do the delay drop. Oh, sorry, 2 bolts of Seekers on left ramp, far left side, under the coverage of smoke. No shock needed. Delay drop of Bullet. Little more delay. We delayed those next 6 boats of Seekers. You know, flared Bullet ahead with taunt. Pin down the shock blaster with a shock. Keep taunting with Bullet. Flared ahead again. Activated taunt here. I believe we were able to get 1 more shock on the shock blaster. No, this is when we medkitted the shock blaster. You know you're gangster when you drop a medkit on the oh, there was no medkit. Wait a minute, I swear there was a medkit. Maybe it was in one of the other battles. Either way, Skull Army, I think there was a medkit in one of the other ones, but I did drop a medkit on a shock blaster. But that was the boss fight right there. 2 diamond right there, and that is what I'm talking about with Bullet, with Seekers, with artillery. We paid the tax. We've got the max Scorchers. Don't use the max Scorchers, but we've got them. So once again, Skull Army and friends, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are of Seekers are this season. I'm super excited that we finally did hit diamond. Borealis is not too far behind at rank at 20. We are almost at diamond. We're actually low rank 20, but I will actually finish the video off here for 5 ER and seeking victories, and of course the push into diamond with SkullCrusher to show you all, Skull Army, where I am situated on my local leaderboard of Canada. So once again, massive shout out to the Canadians, absolutely dominating warships here. Teen Wolf, I don't know what this guy's doing. Derek's Place, Austin, Cactus number 1, that's Doom, Orion, Alex, Zoo, Joe, 0 AM, Derek's Cabin, Matt, King of the World. We got a long way to go here. Zen Buddha, there's General Electric right here. Massive shout out to Pete. But of course, guys, Evil French Fries, you gotta love that name right there. Number 40. Holy smokes, we still got a ways to go. 11 days left in the season. It is not over yet, but we did it, Skull Army. We made diamond, and we did it 5 ER with a Seekers max Bullet. We paid the tax. We've got the Scorchers, not using the Scorchers, but we've got them. And of course, artillery for the win for clearing those shock mines. A Skull Army and friends, we will officially be wrapping up today's video. Now I think it's time to make like a Tom and a cruise. We'll catch you guys on the next stream. Have a wonderful evening and best of luck on the next push. Peace.